What's going on, y'all? Today on JAD's Fresh Produce, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to show you how to make drum loops in 3 ways.
It's beats, not vegetables.
Meanwhile, back at the lab.
Right now, I have a little pattern set up, a little melody. Pretty simple little thing. Play it real quick. So that's that, and really all I did was just take different stems, free stem packs, and pitched them all together and made them into audio loops, which I'll show you how to do in a second, and basically just pitched them all to the same key and put them in there. Okay, the first option you could do for your drums is obviously just program them in. Like I have a kick snare and a hat here, and I've got my tempo set to 83, so I can record these all at once in Maschine, or I can record them individually. And I mean, you can add as many drum layers as you want to on here. I'm just gonna keep it pretty simple right now, but a lot of times I'll have multiple kinds of hats and program them out that way. Here, let me go ahead and do that real quick. I'm actually gonna grab another kit. Okay, see on here I have multiple different types of hats, so I can either do like simple boom bap or kind of some swingy type hats like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay down some drums and see what I come up with. Generally, I like to start out with the kicks and the snares just to get those, because I think that's the most important thing. So I like that bounce. I like hard hitting snares. So let me lay these down real quick. And you don't have to make things like super complicated with this either. I mean, actually, if you're making beats for rappers, it's almost better to keep everything really a little bit more simple. Just simply so they have a pocket to be able to like rap in and get into. I mean, simple is not the right word, but like stripped down type of beats. So yeah, don't put too much in there because it just gets a little busy. So yeah, let's lay these hats down and do this a couple different ways too. We'll try it in a couple different ways. See, and I don't like those at all because that's way too stiff. This hat's kind of loud anyway too, so I'm gonna clear that, and I'm just gonna play around and see what we got. And I also, if I do quantize, a lot of the time I don't, but the max I'll do is 50%. So to get that, you just go shift, quantize, and that does it like halfway in between the beats. So now it sounds like this. A little bit tighter, just a little bit. And if you want to change that up, you can go to macro and group. If you want to do the whole group swing, go over to groove. And actually this was one of my custom groups, so it actually had 16% swing on there anyway. So let me turn it off real quick and we can hear what it sounds like. I don't really hear too much difference, but I'll put it back and take it up to 17. Yeah, and that's perfectly acceptable. You can go in and you can mix everything, but that's all personal preference. So option number 2 for drums is you can dig for drums. I've got an iPod from like 2008, and this has a bunch of basically just bare drum loops from old records that Young Guru put out on Twitter a long time ago. You can search for Young Guru drum loops. They might still be on the internet, I don't know, but they were all MP3s, and I didn't feel like converting them all to WAVs to put them into my library, so I just threw them on an iPad or an iPod. So, and obviously you can go with records or tapes or whatever and find these as well. So what I'll do is plug this into my mixer. And now get this monitor on and just start going through some drum loops. I think we'll go with that one. So I've got my recording mode is detect. I turn my threshold off. Go ahead and start. Stop that, it's good enough. Alright. And now you have multiple different ways that you can go in here and chop this up. You can take individual drum sounds. You can do it that way and just map out each individual drum sample that you want. But what I like doing with these a lot of the time, let me go back here, is I'll take like a 4-bar, 2-bar, possibly with these actually, because most of the time there's not much on them. So get like a 2-bar loop that I like. And then from there, I'll truncate it. So what I'll do now that this is truncated is press the jog wheel and scroll down to audio. You can see it right there. And its default mode is in sampler mode. So you want to change that to audio, and what that will do is it'll change it over to a audio loop, and all of the transients, which is like the kick on the 1, snare on the 2, etc., will be mapped out to the tempo that you have set for your project. So I'll go ahead and change that to audio. And now it should be the same tempo as the project. So let's see how it sounds. So that worked, and it sounds pretty cool. So what I like to do from here is I like to dirty these drums up a little bit. I'll put a low pass filter on them, probably around like 1.8K. And then I like to put a little bit of a bit crusher on there. I use the lo-fi plug-in. Keep the sample rate pretty high at like 42 kilohertz. Take it down to about 12 bits. And maybe 11. We'll go 11 bits. And let me see how this sounds real quick. It sounds a little bit dirtier compared to what it was. Turn those effects off. Might even throw on a transient master. Just kind of crush it a little bit. I'll turn up the input gain to 3 decibels, turn up the attack, and turn up the sustain just a little bit. And let's see. And I mean, that sounds like way punchier. It's hitting harder. So let's see how this sounds with the sample that I had. And I think that sounds pretty cool. I mean, you can kind of see the difference between, like, this is the drums that I mapped out. Versus the sample drums. And they just give it a different vibe each time. So experiment, see what works, and we'll move on to number 3. Okay, number 3, it's a kind of a cheat in some people's eyes. I guess this technically could be seen as a cheat to a lot of people, but just kind of old school in that way. But there is a ton of free drum packs, sample packs. Somatics has a ton. That's where I got the melody pack. But there's also drum loops that they have for free. And you can also use these. I don't really use these that much. Sometimes in some electronic production, if I just am busy focusing on something else, I'll lay some drum tracks in there. But I mean, there's a ton of these. And again, could do the exact same process as we did with the sample pack or the sample drums. And we'll go ahead and find one real quick. So we'll use that one. That one's kind of cool. I like that snare. And yeah, sounds pretty cool. So we'll do the exact same thing with this one. But again, you can go in and you can chop up individual samples if you want to. So, or you could even do this. If you put it in the slice mode, you can go in and just but I'm not gonna do that. So again, I'm gonna go into audio change that to an audio loop. Change the length of that pattern. Now let's see how this sounds. You can also tune these without disrupting the time. So it's a non-destructive pitch shift. So that's it, y'all. I mean, there's a ton of different ways that you can do your drums. That's just 3 examples of the way you can do it. You can record live drums on a drum set if you want to, and map that out in here. So there's no rules. That's my biggest thing I try to tell people. And each different type of drum is going to change the way the beat sounds a lot of times. So try stuff, do what you like, and do what you don't like sometimes. Step outside of your comfort zone. So yeah, I'll go through and I'll play each of these distinct drum sounds, and let me know which one of y'all like the best. Let me know if y'all have any other techniques for your drums. Love to hear them. And until next time, I'm Jay Ideas. This has been Jay Ideas First Produce, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe and check out some of my other videos. They're alright. More beats for sale and for listening on my website, jayideasgotbeats.one.